Oh, this is one for the books. So the head of the healthcare system, okay, is now saying, well, you shouldn't take medical advice from me. You shouldn't take healthcare advice from me. What? You shouldn't listen to me. Well, which is true, but you're the freaking head of the department. You're supposed to know what you're doing. So he's just admitted basically he knows nothing. You shouldn't listen to me. You shouldn't take healthcare advice from me. Oh, the clown show just gets worse, doesn't it? So let's pull the 18 cards and just see what it says here. When it comes to RFK saying, why would you take healthcare advice from me? Why would you listen to me? Basically. Well, I agree, nobody should listen to him. Because, he's got no ability to be in that position. Trump has got what? Hegseth, a TV personality, heading the Defense Department, who wants to put Janine Pirro in place, which is another delusional alcoholic. It's just like, oh, Lord. That's okay. He keeps putting these unqualified people in, and eventually, he just told on himself. Don't listen to me. I got a brain worm. Why are you listening to me? Basically. So, let's see what it is. It's about controlling what's taking place. For him, it's just about the wealth. That's it. That's why he's there. And now facing loss. How many kids are dying from measles, etc. And all these things are happening. Okay, so where it's going, people holding on to the power and wanting to move away from this, get to a better place, because this fool knows nothing. So the reading's about the evidence is in. When it comes to the long term, and the path this guy's walking, okay? Energy coming into it. Well, we have the long arm of justice and the absolute truth. When it comes to controlling the actions and what's taking place, and his basically distancing from, walking away from what's going on, okay? Now this fool went, and where was he at? Swimming in a sewage area. Yeah, that's where he went. Big action. So what's coming today rapidly? The manipulation, looking at it with things up in the air. When it comes to the choices this guy's making or not making, as the case may be, the challenge is the White House getting some light shed on this and things being worked on. Okay, potential outcome. The lid is on, okay? When it comes to the families and justice, they don't want to look and see what's inside when it comes to White House, trying to figure out the next move. Again, waiting for the ship to come in when it comes to the actions of the families and juggling this stuff, okay? So trying to figure out the next move with his actions, what he's dealing with. I don't know what he's dealing with overseas. Well, we know that Trumpenstein's trying to do something when it comes to pharmaceuticals, etc., but this stuff is being juggled. Okay, so we look at this, and what we have, the foundation, choices being made, walking away with everything up in the air when it comes to working on it, and justice. It's about the long term, okay? The action that he's controlling, the manipulations and the light when it comes to families. Above it, we have the evidence is in, okay? Strong light of truth rapidly on the White House and what the White House is hiding, okay? What he doesn't want to get out. So the four corners, evidence of this, not looking at things in a way of empathy or compassion. The justice needs to come out for the path that's being walked. The very center of it is the manipulations. Okay? Controlling the action when it comes to light. Rapidly, things are up in the air. They're trying to get some long arm of justice being worked on. And it looks like he's kind of walking away when it comes to these manipulations in the White House. Because he came out and said, don't listen to me. So when it comes to controlling the action, the long-term manipulation, okay, and this action trying to walk away from the reality of what is there, the evidence with things up in the air, and the choices being made when it comes to the actions being taken, rapidly coming to light. When it comes to light on the situation, the manipulation of families, when he's saying, yeah, don't, measles, take vitamin A or whatever it was everything up in the air when it comes to not looking at these things realistically, and the White House, the light, the things being worked on, and rapidly wanting to bring in some justice somewhere. Sky has no idea. He's just full of conspiracy theories and just crap. So we'll look at the clarification read and see what we get with this. Okay. So the center of it, the White House. The White House. And out in the cold. And judgment is taking place. Because the White House has got no idea about who to actually put in there. This guy's got no business being in the position he's at, trying to hang on. This was about him hanging on to monetary things and getting rid of stuff, slice and dice, get rid of things. So trying to figure out the next move because judgment is coming down and a lot of concern when it comes to the White House and who he's appointing. Okay? So what's being offered by this guy that's out in the cold, doesn't know what he's doing, and this abuse of power, this attempting to control the narrative and what they're selling, okay? What they're trying to sell, and there's a lot of concern with it now, with what the White House is putting out. So we have this charging forward when it comes to truth and it comes to the evidence at hand and trying to move this forward by people that are looking at the actions, mentally understanding it when it comes to this new path they're trying to put out there. Okay? What's being built when it comes to the manipulations and the choices being made. When it comes to the long term, guess who? Delusion. Okay? Despicable delusion. Into the conspiracies, into the dramas. None of it good when it comes for democracy or comes to understanding emotions, controlling. Okay? So it looks like, they're looking into it now on what he's trying to sell. A lot of concern about what's being offered, what he puts out as truth, and then he backs up now and says, well, why are you listening to me? You shouldn't take advice from me. Oh, Lord have mercy. So we'll have to see, how this is going to play out. But yeah, I think he's realizing now he's not qualified. You don't have the head of the Department of Health coming out and say, well, don't listen. Why are you listening to me? Don't listen to me. Oh. So yeah, go to a competent doctor and don't listen to this fool. So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online.